Welcome to SEC Softball presented by T-Mobile, and welcome to Jane B. Moore Field, Auburn University. A spectacular Saturday afternoon. It is all for Alex weekend across the SEC, paying tribute to the late Alex Wilcox. Everyone wearing their teal. We're ready for Game 2 of this series. Game 1 was won by Alabama. A pitcher's duel, 1-0 the final. Jocelyn Brisky, a 6-hit shutout. She struck out 8, leading Alabama to the victory. Great to have you with us here for Game 2 alongside Aaron Miller. I am Eric Freed. It's an Iron Bowl matchup, so you'd expect in a rivalry game a tight, close game, and that's what we got last night.
Both of these programs struggling at the plate. Bama struggling with the drop ball, Auburn struggling with the rise, and for two programs that are very process-oriented, game plan-oriented, neither one had an answer offensively.
Well, when it comes to this series, it has been very close in recent years. They did not meet a season ago, but the previous 2 years, Auburn won 2-1 in the two series. They met one time last year. That was in the SEC tournament. That was a one-run win for Alabama. So it's been close. It was close last night. We'll see what happens when we go here in Game 2. One thing that is not close, it's the win total amongst coaches all time in the SEC. And Patrick Murphy, the Alabama head coach, he's the only one at 400 conference wins. With a win here today, he will be the charter member of the 500-win club in the SEC.
Do you think he knows? Do you think he has any idea?
It's softball. There's jinxing involved. I don't believe in jinxing, but we'll see if anybody knows. Here is the Alabama starting lineup. Alex Papillo will talk about her progress. She was moved up to the leadoff spot in that Texas series, a series win for Alabama. Little change here. Jenna Young had 2 triples in the victory yesterday, so that moves her up 1 spot in the starting 9 for the Crimson Tide. Papillo set to lead off against S.J. Guerin in the circle for Auburn. And after watching softball last night and rain delays and pouring rain across the country, I am happy to say not a cloud in the sky, 80 degrees at first pitch. Ball 1 to Alexis Papillo, the senior, hitting .447 to lead the team in hitting. She has a 36-game on-base streak, was 1 for 4 in the Alabama win last night. Off speed from S.J. Guerin, 1-1. There you see the lefty in the circle for Auburn here today. Veteran. Last night it was Ella Harrison pitching really well, and Guerin will try to follow up here today.
A redshirt junior in the circle. Guerin spent a couple seasons at Oklahoma, came over, settled into an Auburn uniform, and has been so good for the staff. I mentioned the game plans that both of these offensive teams have to solidify to be successful in Game 2. Well, they're going to have one against this lefty arm. She's a thumber.
Popped up, shallow outfield, put away by Alyssa Hastings. Papillo is retired for out number 1. She's a thumber.
She's a thumber.
For those who don't know what that means.
Mid-50s, mid to high 50s, 3 different speeds. You'll see her work east to west, so curve and screw from the left side. And when you think about what a game plan is, well, you got to pick a speed, you got to pick a side of the strike zone and buy into it. I think that's what got Alabama in trouble last night. They never fully committed to a game plan.
Ball 1 to Brooke Wells, sophomore who plays first base, leading the team in home runs and runs batted in on the season. Wells 1 for 3 last night. It's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. You saw the appearances last year for S.J. Guerin. 50 appearances, 190 innings pitched. She had 23 wins, but her totals are way down this year when it comes to innings pitched and games played in compared to a year ago. 1-2. 2 appearances in the Arkansas series last weekend for Guerin. Started 1 game, went 5 1/3, gave up 4 earned runs. So pitched pretty well against an Arkansas team, but the struggle for Auburn, and you were in Fayetteville for that series last weekend, Aaron. The struggle for Auburn, has been good when it comes to the circle and field. Not great. They've made a lot of errors. They were clean yesterday, but they have just been unable to come up with the hits. They come up with a strikeout here to get out number 2.
I think you're right on track, Eric. It's a team that knows how to be good enough on the dirt, good enough in the circle, and both of those 2 cylinders of their game buying their offense time to figure it out. We just haven't seen them bust through the floodgates yet offensively.
Very young Auburn team facing an Alabama team that has a great mix of youth and veteran players. One of those veterans at the plate right now, Marley Giles.
Defensive shift. Wilson at second base, shaded on the other side, up the middle of the field. I saw this a lot against Arkansas. This is a defense that's not scared to play into a shift. You know, you and I have been talking, not just together, but with both of these coaching staffs about the fact that our sport is so offensively heavy right now. The data that's at our fingertips, the scouting. I mean, this is some of the data that you see in real time where these defenses play the odds, play out of position, skewed to one side of the field or another.
0-2 to Giles. 1-2.
I'll tell you too, if I'm Giles, what this tells me is a little bit of information about what I'm going to see out of the hand of S.J. Guerin. Potentially curveball that's going to hammer underneath my hands, get me to roll over to that pull side of the field.
Guerin comes inside. It's 2-2.
That one misses, but that's exactly the pitch.
Auburn did not have a midweek series. Their Arkansas series was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So leading into last night's game, a little time to work here on the Plains. Shift works out, picked up by Hastings at short, a 1-2-3 inning for S.J. Guerin. Auburn coming to the plate when we come back to the Plains.
SEC Softball is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
Had a great crowd here last night, as you would expect for an Alabama-Auburn showdown. And here's a look at the Auburn starting lineup with Kylie Shaw stepping in to lead things off against Vic Moten in the circle for Alabama. Auburn had opportunities last night, but they left 8 on base.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I noted last weekend when Auburn faced Arkansas. A lot of leadoff free bases, whether that was walks or hit by pitches, and unable to get them across home plate. We're very good about setting the table, but struggled to finish the job. And at this point in the season, at this point in SEC play, you cannot miss those chances.
1 and 2 to Kylie Shaw. 382 on the season for the sophomore who plays left field. Played at Florida as a freshman. She has the ability to get on base. Count works even to 2 and 2 against the freshman from Daphne, Alabama, Vic Moten.
Young arm, but so successful. Arm side dominant, hums it up to 70 miles an hour.
Gets the strikeout to get things started. That's her 117th strikeout in 87 innings of work.
Interesting, talking to Coach Murphy, said that Vic Moten reminds him a lot of a mini Nyjah Kennedy. That's a huge compliment. The speed, the accuracy, the dominance in the circle. What she's done as a freshman is really impressive. She's been able to come in and immediately impact this staff.
Made 2 appearances in that Texas series. Went 9 1/3, gave up 7 hits. 1-1 the count to Alyssa Hastings, batting second for Auburn. You'll see when the hometowns pop up. Once you see an Alabama hometown, you know this matchup means a little bit more to these two teams, this Iron Bowl showdown. 1 and 2 the count to the junior from Huntsville, played at Lipscomb the last 2 years. Fly ball down the left field line, foul ground and out of play. No wind at the moment here at Auburn. American flag moving just a smidge right now, so that's not going to be a factor here today. Noontime start locally, so high sun, but gorgeous here at Auburn. Ground ball right side, waiting on it is Jenna Young, who throws on to Brooke Wells. 2 down here in the first inning. Kayla Walker will step in, the senior right fielder for the Auburn Tigers. .330 on the season. She takes ball 1.
A lot of pop out of this 3-hole. 10 home runs on the year. An LSU transfer that dealt with a little bit of an ankle injury late last season. Has some sneaky speed if she can get that ankle fully healed.
Had one of Auburn's 6 hits last night. There's a strike, it's 2-1.
Both of these teams too, Eric, having to dip into that transfer portal. I think for different reasons, but a lot of newness between both of these rosters. I think that's something that on paper, these two programs pretty neck and neck, feels the same.
2 and 2 to Walker, as Aaron mentioned, at LSU the last 3 years. 187 in her career at LSU. Number 3 hitter here for Auburn, hitting at 330. And the count runs full. Opponents hitting just 150 against Vic Moten this season. And Walker needs a moment here. She went down after making contact here.
That front foot flying out from under her. Is that what we refer to, like swinging out of the shoes, I think? There's a lot of power in the bat of Walker. It's 150% swing every single time.
Ground ball, backhanded by the shortstop, Hawkins. She made some fantastic defensive plays in the SEC tournament win for Alabama against Auburn. Made that one look routine. We're scoreless after 1 at Auburn.
did everything that they needed to do.
Want to mess around with this OU.
It is gone!
She slams it into the ground.
Well, it's a big weekend of softball. It will continue tomorrow. Arizona, LSU in a non-conference showdown in Baton Rouge. And then Game 3 of the Oklahoma-Texas series. Game 1 went to the Sooners last night. They are now 12-1 in first place in the SEC, Aaron.
That was a wild one. Kavan, 13 strikeouts and still not enough to shut down Oklahoma's offense.
Audrey Lowry getting the shutout for Oklahoma. Scattered 6 hits. So Oklahoma's won 6 in a row. They'll look for another one tonight in the Red River Rivalry Showdown. I mean, it's hard to shut Texas out, but Lowry was able to do so. LSU and Arizona getting that series started. Sierra Daniel leading the way for the Tigers, and Keegan Rothrock pitches a no-hitter, the third of her career, to help Florida. This is sent deep to left and carrying it off the wall. Rounding first is Ambry Taylor, sliding into second safely with a leadoff double for Alabama. Freshman cleanup hitter getting things started for the Tide here in the second.
What a swing for Ambry Taylor. Been such a stud in the 4-hole for this squad. Off the wall and a very close tag at second base. Tip of the cap to Shaw in left field to play that bounce off the wall. Competitive throw into second.
Strike one to Anna Roman.
As an outfielder myself, that's one of the advantages of playing at your home ballpark. You know exactly the bounces, how many steps until the warning track. You pace and practice those specific plays over and over and over.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. We touched on it earlier. Fielding percentage, the defense hasn't been great for Auburn, but they were clean last night. They made some good plays right there. That's a good play. I mean, it's inches away from getting the runner at second base, playing it that cleanly. But Auburn up against it right here with the leadoff at second with nobody out.
I'd already talked a little bit about the impact freshmen, the impact transfers of both of these programs. Ambry Taylor with the leadoff double, her being one of those freshmen, 8 home runs in her freshman campaign.
Freshman behind her in the lineup. Fouled off by Roman. Roman 0 for 3 in game 1 of the series last night. Got off to a great start this season. 7 of 15 in her first 7 games of the season. Really hasn't looked back. 323 on the year. Another 1-2. Fly ball carrying to deep center field. Womack back to the track. She'll put it away. Retreating to second base is Taylor, 1 down.
I'm starting to see a little bit of buy-in, I think, from Bama on a specific speed and game plan as far as timing goes. Solid contact from Ambry Taylor on the hard curve. And right there from Roman with 2 strikes. On time with an off-speed pitch. Talking to both Caleb Rhodes, standing the first base side, and head coach Patrick Murphy on the third base side. That was something they both vocalized to us. Have to buy in. They were caught between pitches, between 2 different time zones at the plate. That had to change here in game 2.
Audrey Vandergrift batting 6th once again. Moved down from the leadoff spot in that Texas series. Grounded foul, and it's 1-1. Vandergrift 1 for 3 last night. The hit a double. Audrey was at 295 after the Mizzou series, so she was trying to find it after hitting 392 a season ago. First team all-conference honors. Maybe a little bit of the pressure off in the middle of the lineup now for Alabama. This one is a fly ball once again, lifted to the center fielder Womack, who comes in a couple of steps. Guerin gets a couple of fly ball outs, 2 down. Well, we're at the time of the year where, you have a lot of data, you have a lot of information, you kind of know where your team is right now. And Alabama, when you look at their record 37-3, it's like, well, what do they need to fix or clean up or tighten up? And coming through with runners in scoring positions seem to be at the top of the list. Now conversation's going to come here for Auburn as their pitching coach, Riker Chase, will head out to talk to S.J. Guerin, and the catcher Ava Ratliff will join in. So there's always something to fix, even though you have 6 top 10 wins and just 3 losses on the season. And finding that timely hit is what's top of mind for Alabama right now.
Well, and that's been something I think Alabama has done well this year in talking about offense to head coach Patrick Murphy, is that this is a 1-9 team. He describes his players as green light players, players that are on 24/7. They're completely trusted to use their IQ. If they see an opportunity on the base paths to go, they can go. He's got 11 of those. He described 11 young women on this team that are green light girls. It's a 1-9 starting lineup with production from top to bottom. Well, we didn't see that yesterday in game 1. 8 left on. They were not able to pass the bat successfully to take care of opportunities in scoring position.
1-0 the count to Jenna Young. Made the most of her opportunities at the plate yesterday. A couple of triples. So she's up a spot to 7 in the lineup. And ahead in the count 2-0.
This has been one of those bats at the bottom of the order. It's been pretty red hot for them lately. Went into a little bit of a lull before that Texas series, but hit that 3-run bomb against the Longhorns. Massive at bat.
Came in game 3, helping Alabama to the series win over #1 Texas. There's a strike, it's 2-1. Young hit 8 yesterday, 7, 8, 9 for Bama yesterday. 3 hits, and those 2 triples off the bat of this hitter, Jenna Young. And Young delivers with 2 outs into the gap, and Alabama has a 1-0 lead. Well, if you're looking for a timely hit, there's one. 2 outs, RBI, single scores Taylor for Alabama.
It feels like every conversation that we had with Coach Murphy, he mentioned in some way, shape, or form Jenny Young. And right here you get to see why. So good with 2 outs on the board. This is not a huge swing, but it's enough of a swing to scratch a run across. It's behind the runner. It's a high IQ piece of hitting right there.
Going on the first pitch is Young. She's got the stolen base for Alabama. Now 7 of 9 on the season. And the pitch, a strike to Salyn Hawkins. We have not seen Alabama steal as often as they did a year ago. Hawkins, a lot of English on this one. Tough play, but a good job by Hastings. Charged it, strong throw to first to retire the side. Taylor with the leadoff double. Jenna Young with the RBI single. 1-0 Alabama. Jenny Young putting Alabama on top with the RBI single in the top half of the second inning, her 24th RBI of the season. Now Auburn's turn. We talked about the youth on this team, 7 true freshmen. Remember last year, Aaron, this was a veteran Auburn squad that almost knocked off Florida State in Tallahassee to get to the Super Regionals. You knew there was going to be a big roster turnover, so there's been a lot of pressure on this freshman class.
And they lost 6 of their starting 9 offensively. Massive holes that they had to fill from a production standpoint. They had to shop the portal. They had to rely on those incoming freshmen. And it's been a lot of their production this year.
Haven Roebuck, one of those freshmen, batting cleanup, leading things off for Auburn here in the home half of the second inning. Graduated 9 seniors last year. That group that got to that if necessary finale against the Seminoles. 35 wins for Auburn a year ago. You just remember so many come from behind wins for that Auburn team. But for Kate Malveaux in this 2026 squad, classes in session every single day. You bring in some of those transfers into the SEC and these freshmen that you just mentioned.
It's a lot of puzzle pieces. They're trying to piece it together. Been a little frustrated, but both of these head coaches, these co-head coaches, very honest with us. Been a little bit of a gut check. That's how it was described to me last weekend when they faced Arkansas, is we got to figure some things out.
So Kate and Chris Malveaux, the co-head coaches. Chris, of course, handles the hitting. If it was going to be a hitting conversation, I think Haven would have gone over to Chris. It may have been kind of a settled down pep talk conversation going down to talk to Kate in this instant. It's 1-2. Popped up. Jenny Young under it. 1 away. Well, here is one of those players from a year ago who made an impact as a freshman on that veteran team. Annalee Adams, who had .390 to lead the team last year. You'll remember her path to her production. She was a pinch hitter the first couple of weeks of the season, then thrived once she was put into the starting lineup, ended up as a first-team all-conference selection in the SEC.
I can remember talking to both of these coaches when she came in as a freshman, and they said she plays like a fifth-year senior. So confident in her abilities, constantly in the cages, just committed to the process and the work of what it means to be a student athlete. And now with a year under her belt, a huge, meaningful part of this starting order.
Takes a ball. Adams trying to find her swing this year. Of course, you go from being a freshman in a veteran lineup, and maybe you get a little bit more to hit in that case, a few more pitches that come your way. Now, when you're in the heart of the lineup batting your cleanup, or today she's batting fifth, pitchers get a little bit more selective with you.
That's exactly right.
But she has worked a one-out walk here and is aboard here in the second for Auburn. Well, we mentioned Florida, South Carolina. That's game 2 of that series in Columbia. You'll see it after we're done here in Auburn. And then tomorrow's finale between the Gators and the Gamecocks. 1 Eastern start on SEC Network. Plus, also, you can catch it on the ESPN app. Strike 1 to Mania Womack, junior center fielder. Mania's got some pop. Ten home runs on the season, but it's been a while for Auburn since they've hit a home run. Just scoring 1 run last weekend in the Arkansas series. Womack offered at it.
You're watching Moten try and establish the bottom half of the strike zone. She's rise and drop ball arm, has the off speed for sure. Watching her labor right now to establish the low part of the strike zone. As she walks back to the mound, I can kind of see the frustration, deep breaths. This is an arm that came into this program with only 2 pitches, Eric, and has now worked a full arsenal. on this staff.
Grounded foul. Well, we saw in real time Moten working through things in the Texas series last week. I remember game 2. Threw 5 1/3 total, got the start, left the game, worked on a few things, came back in and allowed 3 base runners in relief.
Yeah.
Count goes full to Womack.
That's a tough pitch. I mean, she has been fighting for that lower quadrant of the strike zone, right at the kneecaps, this entire inning, and has not gotten that call.
Foul tip. And we'll do the 3-2 again.
I love this story that Coach Murphy mentioned about Vic Moten. Said, you know, in the fall, he had crossed paths with Vic in the clubhouse and asked her how she was doing, and she looked him right in the eye and said, Coach, this is like learning how to walk all over again. Big wake-up call.
Gets the strikeout. 2 down.
It was hard fought. Hard fought. She's working hard at the drop ball at the knees. She brings this up. Still has a little bit of downward motion, but elevates the break higher in the zone for the swing through. Had to feel like a breath of fresh air right there.
Second strikeout for Moten, and she throws strike 1 to Kyla Stroud. Sophomore DP at 270 on the season. That's out of play, and it's 0-2. Kyla 1 for 3 last night against Jocelyn Brisky. The 0-2. Ground ball, right side, jumping over it. Showing some vertical leap there, Annalie Adams. Stroud's got her second hit of the series, 2 on, 2 down.
I thought that maybe clipped the bottom of the cleat for Adams. Great footwork over it first. This got on her quick.
Get up, yes.
All right, something brewing here for Auburn, making some adjustments from a timing perspective at the plate. You know, getting a chance to chat with Chris Malvo before this game. Eric, he said to you, they just got to keep it simple. They got to put the bat on the ball and make hard contact.
Big swing by Ratliff for strike 1.
It is easy to fall into the trap of wanting to split hairs and talk shop, but at the end of the day, put the bat on the dang ball, right?
Blocked by Giles, runners stay put. It's 1-1. Well, much like last night, Auburn had some threats, but it came down to the bottom part of the lineup to deliver. The bottom part of the lineup, they're table setters for Auburn, so the timing hasn't worked out. Credit to the middle of the lineup for getting on base. That's Adams and Stroud in this case. And now the number 8 hitter, Ratliff, trying to keep it going with 2 down. Ground ball. Hawkins with the flip over to Young to retire the side. We will have a conversation with Chris Malvo when we come back to Auburn. 1-0 Alabama. As we head to the third, we have conversation with Chris Malveaux, co-head coach for Auburn. Chris, I know you work closely with the hitters. Would you like them just to kind of hit delete on what's between their ears sometimes? Do you find your teams overthinking sometimes when they get to the plate?
Yeah, and that's, sometimes that could be the communication breakdown in between, coaches and hitters and things like that. And sometimes getting them to talk, especially with a younger team, of what could be holding us up or holding us back. But I'll say I think so far really like the way that we are kind of staying locked in on what we want. We just need to get a little bit more barrel to show for it.
Coach, between last night and today, your pitching staff has done a nice job of tampering this offense. What have you seen so far from SJ against Bama?
Yeah, like Ella did an incredible job of really commanding the zone and commanding her pitches and giving her options. SJ really, like her strong suit is going to be changing speeds and being able to have that command on what she wants and when she wants it. So far, she's done a great job of keeping them off balance.
Chris, we appreciate the time, as always.
Thank you. War Eagle.
I'm waiting for him to take off the headset because I was going to say there was sumo wrestling happening down the right field line when he put on the headset, and we know that Chris is a big wrestling guy. Maybe not sumo wrestling, but it's cousin, professional wrestling. And if I said that, he may have run down the right field line and gone for a body slam. I don't think that's a sumo term. I'm just throwing that. That's what he would do.
Unofficial
He would come
term.
over. He would come off the top rope. Illegally, mind you, because that would be a 2-on-1. Number 9 hitter for Alabama, Kristen White, to lead things off. 1-0 Alabama. Game 2 of the series as Alabama looks for their 5th series win of the season in the SEC. And this is their 5th series they're playing. That's up from Garrett. It's 1-1. Well, how about from a hitter standpoint? He talked about that a little bit, the communication, and I know we just talked about a little bit last inning. When you're dealing with a veteran team, they probably could take information from a fire hose and process it all. But when you're with a young group of hitters, you probably got to get out the garden hose and just keep it simple, right?
Slow dribble, for sure, of information. I love hitting. It's my favorite part to chat about through the sport of softball, to analyze it, to see it from different perspectives. But, I mentioned this last inning. At some point, you just got to dig your cleats into the box and take a hack.
Showing some pop. Outfield playing in and retreating after it is Walker. Kristen White's known for putting it on the dirt and beating it out. Trying to throw it over the head of Walker, but Walker was ready for it, 1 down.
Yeah, speaking of taking a hack, Kristen White, who's a triple threat, a lot of speed, known for pounding the ball into the ground. Puts a little bit of extra charge in that to Walker and Wright.
I did take a look because this is game 182 of Kristen's career. No home runs. I would have thought maybe there had been an inside the Parker somewhere. Top of the order for Papillo. Well, you love hitting. You love talking about hitting. What has this player right here done to be one of the most improved hitters in the SEC?
Well, I think I could talk a lot about just her swing style in general, but something that we had a chance to chat with Coach Murphy about was what she did in the offseason. And she put the work in the weight room. And I think you're directly seeing that translate to her performance this season. She benched 220, squatted 405. I mean, you can see the jump just in the batting average, but the physicality of Papillo this season has gone to new heights.
See that bottom note? She was 1 of her final 15 in the last 9 games last year. This is lace foul. Look out beyond that Auburn dugout.
Well, and Coach Murphy made a good point. He said, of all the years I've coached this sport, the biggest physical gains, strength gains that you see come between that freshman and sophomore year. Well, that wasn't the case for Papillo. Every single season, she continued to push the bar in the weight room.
2-2. Lex in her second season with the Tide. You saw she had 302 last year, coming over from Northern Iowa. Popped out to short her first time here in game 2 of the Auburn series. Fly ball, left center field, drifting over and putting it away as Womack, 2 down.
Good range so far in the outfield for Auburn.
5 fly ball outs so far for S.J. Guerin. I'll bring up Brooke Wells, who struck out in the first.
Wells coming over from the University of Houston. Led the team there, too. 10 home run year. 47 RBI and hasn't missed a beat since joining the Tide.
Yeah, 431 in her first season with Alabama, hit 341 with Houston a season ago. This is hit well to straightaway center field. It is back and it is gone. Home run number 17 of the season for Brooke Wells. 2-0 Alabama.
The deepest part of the field, which to me speaks volumes to timing. Right on the bullseye. When you're able to hit this type of dart, that is right at the knees. That's not a bad pitch from a height standpoint out of the hand of Guerin. But when you run into a barrel like Brooke Wells, it's got to be perfect. And that one's just too sweet.
Hit a long way by Brooke Wells. And Alabama's on top, 2-0. Marley Giles lays down a perfect bunt, and the catcher will beat it out. She's aboard with 2 down here in the third.
Another huge jump from junior to senior season was Giles. Hit 275 last year, has bumped all the way up to 413, and has become such a mature mind at the plate for Bama. A lot of speed, reads the defense well. Already surpassed her entire hit total from last year. We're only in April.
Off speed in there for strike 1 to Ambry Taylor, who doubled and scored in the second.
Can I just say that's my favorite combo, is when a team can go yard and then immediately follow it up with a sneak bunt. It's my favorite 1-2 punch.
From your number 3 hitter.
I love it.
Oh, 2 now to Taylor. That misses. Auburn staff overall has struggled keeping teams in the ballpark. 43rd home run given up by Auburn pitching this year. One, 2 from Guerin. 2-2 now the count to Taylor.
Taylor, one of those freshmen that forced Coach Murphy to get her in this starting order. Did not have a hot start to the season.
Fly ball, right center field rather. Walker, the right fielder, moves over. She has it to retire the side. Brooke Wells goes deep. Home run number 17 on the season.
Biggest swing we have seen yet from Alabama comes from the 2-hole. It's 2-0 tie.
We're getting late in the 2025-2026 academic year. The Iron Bowl tally. Alabama wins on the left. Auburn wins on the right. Alabama took game 1 of this 3-game series yesterday. So if Alabama wins here today, we'll have to stretch out that column on the left a little bit more, much to the chagrin of those here on the Plains. Still early though. Last night was a 1-0 game. Auburn looking for their first run of the series against Alabama pitching. And Vic Moten has a 2-run lead to work with as she steps into the circle here in the home half of the 3rd inning. Number 9 hitter for Auburn steps in. Back up the middle, Moten barely moves, throws out Wilson for out number 1.
Quick work. Moten, who struggled a little bit in establishing the bottom half of that strike zone last inning, immediately gets the first out.
I know we were 1 pitch behind there. We were going to show Vic's very casual, very nonchalant, like, you know. If you're in fielding position, you got that glove up, ball's going to pop right into it, you're ready to go. Kylie Shaw struck out her first time. Moten got the start in game 3 of the Texas series. That 7-4 win for Alabama. I think that first game is one that the Alabama people will continue to point to, where they did not come out ready to play against Texas. The score shows that. 9-1 was the final. Hits were 13-5 for Texas. But great response for Moten and her teammates going forward in that series. Alabama with an 11-4 win in game 2, 7-4 as I mentioned in game 3. Vic Moten, here's that play in the circle. I mean, I'm just ready for it.
She didn't move her feet.
Well, if you, like I said, if you're in position, you don't need to move your feet. Like you're ready. 4 groundouts for Vic so far. She's got the 2 strikeouts. 3-2 pitch to Shaw. She's aboard with 1 out here in the 3rd.
That's 2 free bags now for Moten. It's interesting because both of those walks have come from her trying to clip the bottom half of that strike zone. She's a rise ball, drop ball arm. Trying to maintain that vertical split can be tough.
Hastings shows bunt, takes a strike. Hastings, the best hitter for this Auburn team. 4:08 entering play today, grounded to second her first time. 0-2 the count to Alyssa Hastings.
Hastings, a Lipscomb transfer, a junior.
Popped up shallow center field. Kristen White has it. And the dangerous Hastings is retired. 2 down.
Hastings is one of those athletes when had a chance to chat with Coach Malvo. He said, I wish I had 10 of those young women. You don't always hit the jackpot in the transfer portal, but he felt like he really hit the jackpot with that one.
Ball 1 to Michaela Walker, grounded to short in the first. Two and 0. Auburn trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. They've lost 10 in a row in conference play after winning their first series of the season. A couple of ranked wins for the Tigers this year against Clemson and Oregon, taking on the 3rd-ranked Crimson Tide. Giles and Moten with a long conversation.
Well, this is a bat that could change this game with one swing. Walker with 10 home runs on the year. Moten now behind 3-0 in the count. There's been a little frustration for this freshman. At times, some deep breaths. Not happy with calls, especially at that part of the strike zone, although that one falls to her advantage. But Coach Murphy did mention that at times she has had to battle through adversity, getting through the learning curve.
Well, twice Walker tried to sell ball 4, but Phil Friels, the home plate umpire, is not buying. And now time is called by Kate Malveau, and she'll slow things down for Walker.
That can be frustrating for both parties. Moten trying to get that pitch all game, just now starting to see it called. And for Walker, having felt that pitch on both sides of the aisle, now gets herself into a full count.
Three-two. Sliced out to right field. Good jump by Anna Roman, the right fielder, to get under it and put it away to retire the side. We will talk with the Alabama head coach, Patrick Murphy, when we come back to Auburn. Fourth inning here at Auburn. Patrick Murphy's got the headset on. The Alabama head coach also has his teal on. 6th annual All for Alex weekend. Murph, I know joining together with all the schools in the SEC means a lot to you and to all the other head coaches and teams in this league.
And I'm sure both of you know up in the booth that it is very difficult to get all 15 schools to do the same thing. So kudos to everybody in the conference. Alex was a great young lady, and we are happy to do that and raise awareness. I got to give credit to Van Studeman, who was her coach at the time at Mississippi State, Beth Torina, the head coach at LSU, that really got all of this going, and Sam Ricketts also at Mississippi State that has just continued this unbelievable event.
So you all can get along, Murph.
Exactly.
It's possible.
Exactly.
It is possible.
Yes.
Well said.
Coach, you mentioned your offense just last night straddled between, I think, a couple pitches and game plans. Have you seen something different here in game 2?
Yeah, a little bit better, but we just talked to them, and 6 of the 9 outs of the first 3 innings have been in the air, and the hardest was by a slapper, which was a good hit by her, but that needs to turn around here a little bit. We need to go low, hard line drives, and they're going to turn into gappers, and then they'll turn into home runs, hopefully. But we need to see the ball down right now starting this inning.
Appreciate the insight.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Did I hear a good job, Murph, from someone in the dugout? Was he getting talked up by someone down there?
Hey, he was talking up his team. They
Yeah.
got to hype him up for the interview.
Is somebody trying to put the headset on down there? If
Somebody
somebody wants to,
somebody
be
wants
the
to go
third person in here, Vandergriff with a fly ball down the left field line. Foul ground. Good job by Kylie Shaw, who covered a lot of ground to get there to get the out. It was Anna Roman leading off, 1 away.
Well, you heard Coach Murphy bring up the fly ball outs, and immediately first pitch that Anna Roman sees results in another fly ball out. Nice job tracking that down into foul territory for Shaw in left field.
Here is Vandergriff, who flied out her first time. So another fly ball outs. When you hear Patrick Murphy talk about the approach at the plate, what are some of the takeaways for you?
Just a little bit early. I think it comes down to timing, which they were on the other side of that last night, making ground ball outs.
Vandergriff going to show that elite speed. No getting her out. Another bunt single for Alabama. It's the second in as many innings, and Vandergriff, a threat to steal, is aboard with 1 out.
Yeah, with 9 stolen bases, so much speed from the left side. Not shocked to see Vandergriff go to the bunt there. And she was a track athlete. High school, ran the 100-meter, won a state championship in the 200-meter.
50 stolen bases last season as a freshman. Bluffs, strike 1 to Jenna Young. One of the reasons why Alabama doesn't have nearly as many stolen bases this season compared to last season is there's been run production.
That's it.
Ball's been put in play. They're not running into scoring position. Those extra base hits are putting people into scoring position and scoring plenty of runs. There goes Vandergriff, a little hit and run, fouled off by Young. When you take a look at last year, this Alabama team hit .313. Their on-base percentage was .396. They had to manufacture a few things, but they've already hit more home runs. Now that's 67 now after the home run by Wells earlier today. And their OPS over 1,000. That's off the plate for a ball, 1-2 to Young, who singled in a run in the second.
I think it's important, too, to break down for those of you tuning in, why is a fly ball out bad? I think at times you feel it, you hear it off the bat thinking, oh, they're close to making really hard contact with that ball hitting deep in the air. But let's talk about odds for a second. You got to do one thing to get an out with a ball in the air. You got to catch it. And what Patrick Murphy is asking this team to do is get the odds back in our favor. Hit the ball hard on the ground. Force them to field it perfectly, throw it perfectly, and catch for the out perfectly. Outs are too easy right now for Auburn to come by with fly balls. And so he's asking this offense to get the ball on the ground.
7 flyouts for Alabama against S.J. Guerin. 1-2 the count to Jenny Young. There goes Vandergriff, popped up, on the infield. Third baseman Roebuck calls for it and gets the out. 2 down. Vandergrift back to first.
You got to tip your cap to S.J. Guerin. You heard during our third inning interview with Malvo about being able to pull the string anytime she wants it. Speed, location. She's been able to spot, and she's seen success off of Alabama.
Salem Hawkins, line shot to left. This will get down for a base hit. Vandegrift holds at second. Shaw gets it in, and Salem Hawkins has her first hit of the series. It comes with 2 down here in the 4th.
A little bit out in front for Hawkins, but enough to keep the ball in fair territory. That's over the head of Roebuck at third base. You heard Coach Murphy ask for the line drives. Really gets one here.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Kristen White. Flied to deep right her first time. Ball 1.
Described as one of the most athletic young women on this team, has no clue how good she can be, per Coach Murphy. One of the fastest on this team, one of the best arms on this team.
That's a strike. It's 1-1. 1 for 3 yesterday. She had the game's lone RBI. Chance here with Vandegrift at second for another RBI to try to increase the Alabama lead. Up 2-0 here in the 4th. 1-1. 2-1. White has been very good with runners in scoring position this year. Guerin's 2-1. Tap back to Guerin Weekly, who'll throw on the first, and that will do it. And Auburn works out of the jam in the top half of the 4th. 2-0 Bama here at Auburn.
What stood out to me that I remember most about her is just her willingness to play the game. She, no matter what she was going through, no matter how much chemo she had done, if she had just had surgery, like a week after surgery, she's like, I want to go pitch. I want to do something. I want to do the game. She wanted to do the game she loves. And I feel like if people had the same drive that she did, then, I mean, nothing could stop anyone.
That fighting spirit came through. It's the 6th annual All for Alex weekend. All 15 SEC teams and other teams across the country honoring the late Alex Wilson, who passed away after her freshman season at Mississippi State in 2018 battling ovarian cancer. That's why you see the teal everywhere here at Auburn, and you'll see it throughout the day for SEC teams. Just a great way to keep her memory and legacy alive, pay tribute to someone who fought so hard, and just to drive awareness for ovarian cancer.
To honor her and to see it done, this tradition year over year, so important to not only this conference, but our sport as a whole.
Haven Roebuck leading off for Auburn here in the 4th inning. First 2 pitches from Vic Moten, missing the zone. So 2-0 here to Roebuck. That has prompted a conversation in the circle with Lance McMahon. Vic Moten called time.
Yeah, Moten asking for a conversation there in the circle.
Interesting. Good catch by our crew, as Moten wanted a conversation with Giles and with the pitching coach. Whatever they said to each other seemed to work, at least for a pitch. It's 2-1. Three and 1. New right fielder for Alabama, Larissa Pruitt. This is a very selfless Alabama team. You've got veteran players like Pruitt who have taken on a supporting role, but Patrick Murphy will throw his best defense out there in the late innings with the lead. And Pruitt, excellent defender, heads out to right. Line drive, retires Roebuck, put away by Hawkins, 1 down. Here's Annalee Adams. Takes ball 1. Adams walked and was stranded at second in the 2nd inning. She is the only Auburn player to get into scoring position today.
A lot of depth defensively for Alabama, 5th in the nation when it comes to fielding percentage, 984 on the year. I think probably one of the most athletic teams that we've seen the last handful of seasons here. Top tier talent at every position. In fact, he talked to us pretty extensively about the depth in the outfield. Feels like he can pull anybody off the bench to play any position, but the 3 outfielders, especially the 3 starters in the outfielders, one of the fastest group he's had in 30 years of coaching at Alabama.
Moten once again behind, 3-1. Fouled off by Adams. Count runs full. That misses. Adams works a 1-out walk here in the 4th. Next weekend, SEC baseball will be Texas A&M and LSU in Baton Rouge Saturday night at the Box. We'll have it for you right here on the SEC Network. ESPN app coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 7 Central Time. Of course, A&M has a lot on their plate this weekend in College Station against Texas. A little spiciness, that's putting it mildly, in that series. Game 1 going to A&M last night. Good stop by Giles to keep it in front, scoop it up. They have jammed that catching hand a little bit in making the play, shaking it out. It's 1-1. Out of play, 1-2 to Womack, who struck out in the 2nd. Another block by Giles. 2-2. Fly ball hit well, left center field, but it will stay in the park for Vandegrift, who bobbled it on the track, but puts it away for the out, 2 down.
You said it at the top of the broadcast. There is not a single cloud in the sky. It is what I describe as a high sky in the outfield. Sometimes clouds not only can give you a little sunshade, but they can help your depth perception. And right there, Vandegrift doing a nice job of hanging with that ball.
Womack retired with a little bit more excitement than Vandegrift would have cared for.
I still, being out of college softball now for 10 years, have nightmares about sunballs in the outfield. Still, to this day. Do you have a recurring nightmare that you get, Eric?
It's about you trying to handle fly balls on
in
a
the
sunny
outfield?
day. Yeah, that's my recurring nightmare.
We have the
You
same
didn't know that,
nightmare?
yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just trying to be there for my teammate. Well, Vandegrift in left field. She's got the shade. She's got the visor, so she's doing all she can. Fight off the sun. That's a foul ball off the foot of Stroud, so we'll do it again. Vic Moten brings the 1-2 with 2 down. She has not had elite command here today for Alabama, but she's still pitching shutout softball as she works here in the fourth, 80 pitches in. And getting the pitch when she needs it, the strikeout to retire Stroud and retire the side. We've played 4 innings here at Auburn, 2-0 Alabama. Welcome back to SEC Softball presented by T-Mobile. Beautiful Saturday afternoon, game 2 of the 3-game series. Between the two are rivals, Alabama and Auburn. Eric Freed, Aaron Miller, and our crew here at Jane B. Moore Field. And a new pitcher coming on for Auburn. Charlie Butler, the freshman, will step into the circle for the 13th time this season. S.J. Guerin goes 4, gave up 6 hits, a couple of runs. So here comes Butler. Top of the order for Alabama. Strike 1 to Alexis Papillo from Charlie Butler.
That was the screwball. She's all 4 quadrants, truly. Rise, drop, curve, screw. Working on command with that changeup.
1-1 to Papillo. Couple of fly ball outs against Guerin for the leadoff hitter for Alabama today. Flied out to short in the first, to center in the third. Has a 36-game on-base streak on the line. And she's down the count, 1-2. You mentioned earlier in the game the improvements compared to last year for the senior from Crystal Lake, Iowa. 1-2. 15 innings of work for Charlie Butler for Auburn this season. 13 strikeouts on the season, 11 walks. Papillo sends it foul and out of play. Count goes full to Papillo. Three-two. Slapped and down for a base hit. Papillo's aboard again, digging for second. She'll slide in with a leadoff double. So Papillo is aboard, and coming to the plate is Brooke Wells. Let's take a look at the best in the game, brought to you by T-Mobile. Here's what she did her last at-bat.
The bomb, of course. Dead center field, deepest part of this ballpark, and on the money. So strong at the plate, 17th of the season. I like the 1-2 punch at the top of this order for Bama. A lot of pop with Papillo, the senior.
Who takes ball one.
And then you got to face Brooke Wells.
Top 10 on the single season list for Brooke Wells now. Sophomore was 17. The 1-0 from Butler. 2-0. So Papillo gets the double, extending her on-base streak to 37 games. Second hit of the series. In on the fist, a little bloop to the second baseman. Wilson is there. Big out there for Charlie Butler, one down. Unproductive out for Wells. Good pitch made by Butler.
That's a big out for Butler. Able to challenge in under the hands, ties up Brooke Wells for the pop out.
Marley Giles steps in. Takes strike one.
There's the off speed, 51 miles an hour. Almost 12 mile an hour differential from the hard stuff.
One on one to Giles. Grounded to short in the first, reached on a bunt single in the third.
That's a big response from Butler in the circle. You give up the leadoff two-bagger, you immediately challenge, I think, what is the scariest part of the strike zone against Wells, the inner corner.
That misses. It's 2-1 to Giles.
Right now, if you're Butler, the ask is to buy time. Keep holding Alabama to give your offense room to figure things out at the plate.
That is grounded foul, and the count is 2-2. Ella Harrison did that job last night. Went the distance, scattered 8 hits, gave up just 1 earned run, walked 1 in her 94 pitches for Auburn. But Alabama scratched out the game's only run. Today, Alabama has scored twice. S.J. Guerin giving up 2 runs in her 4 innings, and now the freshman Butler trying to keep it a 2-run game. That's foul. Papillo heads back to second. Taylor led off the second inning with a double. She would score on the Young RBI single with 2 outs. And a moment ago, we showed you the Wells home run that came with 2 down in the third. 1 out for Giles. Swing and a miss. The freshman Butler gets the strikeout, 2 down.
How about Butler? Wow, huge out against Wells. Comes then back to Giles with the curveball for the strikeout. And all those 2 outs happening after giving up a leadoff double to Papillo to start this inning.
Ambry Taylor 1 for 2 with a run scored today. Just mentioned, Alabama's done their damage with 2 outs in this game. Can Taylor do it with 2 outs here? And Papillo in scoring position.
Pitching coach Riker Chasen then coming out for another word. It's the second time I've seen him come to the circle with 2 outs, and in a situation that would rather be unassuming, I think. Offensively for Alabama, Ambry Taylor did have that double, as you mentioned, Eric, back in the second.
Alabama will huddle up as well. Well, you figure every moment's a teaching moment with a young team. A little chuckle from Butler.
Yeah, he had visited the circle in that second inning.
There is work in the bullpen behind the freshman Butler. Elena Tamboro was down there in the pen. 1-1 the count to Taylor.
Curveballs looked really good against the righties. She's been able to paint the outside of that strike zone with a lot of precision.
That's up for a ball, 2-1. Four hits with 2 down for the Crimson Tide of their 7 total today. 2-1. Off speed in there for a strike, 2-2, 48.
Wow. Nasty.
Butler brings the 2-2. We'll do it again.
Both runs scored today for Alabama with 2 outs.
Taylor, the freshman from Jasper, Alabama, at the plate. Battling against the freshman Butler. That's fouled off. Taylor with a hit today, her first of the series. The SEC Freshman of the Week after her performance last week. Another 2-2. Count goes full to Ambry Taylor.
Big situation here for the freshman.
Off speed, swung on and missed. Charlie Butler gets it done, gives up the leadoff double, but then gets Wells, Giles, and Taylor to end the threat here in the 5th.
4 complete innings so far as we enter to the 5th. Vic Moten has been in control, both with the rise, the drop. She's had her strikeouts, 3 of them, and she's fielded her position well.
Just giving up the 1 hit in the 4 innings, as Auburn continues to look for their first run of the series. Shut out 1-0 last night, being shut out 2-0 as they come up in the home half of the 5th inning. 8-9-1 for Auburn. Ratliff, Wilson, and Shaw do up. And Moten throws ball 1. We'd have to go back and count the number of first pitch strikes. It hasn't been a high ratio for Vic Moten, but Auburn's been unable to do anything with it.
That's, again, if I am Coach Murphy, if I am Alabama, what's exciting about this arm is even through maybe moments of frustration or pitching from behind, you can sense the dominance of this arm. She can hit up to 70 miles an hour. We talked about the vertical split, that rise ball that moves late through the zone, the drop ball that we've seen her try to establish at the knees.
Popped up on the infield. Young calls for it. She puts it away as everybody runs for cover to get away from Jenna. 1 down. Ratliff is retired, and here's Daigle Wilson. That's out of play for strike 1. Wilson grounded back to Moten, back in the 3rd inning. Only hit came off the bat of Kyla Stroud with 2 down in the 2nd. That got Annalee Adams into scoring position, but that's it for Auburn. It's the closest they've come to a threat today. Daigle pops it up, and Giles pops out from behind the plate to get the out. 2 down. Tomorrow, the Rally Cap crew will break down the SEC baseball and softball weekend, highlights, analysis, interviews, and much more, and they'll take a look ahead for the week to come. 8 Eastern, 7 Central here on the SEC Network. Tomorrow, also catch it on the ESPN app. Top of the order, Shaw with a swing and a miss for strike 1.
So that 8 first pitch strikes in 19 batters faced. That answered your question there, Eric.
I just threw it out there, and I knew you would come up with the answer. I wasn't going to put you on the spot.
Our graphics team gave us that answer. I won't take
You're
credit
not going to
for
take
that.
credit for it? 0-2 the count to Shaw. And Moten mows down Shaw on 3 pitches, and that will do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Vic Moten. We've played 5 at Auburn. It's 2-0 Bama. Oh, it is April 11th. You know what that means? We are inching closer to championship season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament, Women's College World Series in OKC. It is all just around the corner.
Mayhem is almost upon us.
It is. Think about some of the results this weekend in the SEC. Mississippi State, their pitching's been excellent, led by Peja Gould. She did it again, a 2-hit shutout of Arkansas yesterday. Some great pitching performances coast to coast. Fly ball off the bat of Pruitt, her first plate appearance. As she's put away, Womack has it, 1 away. Well, Aaron, you know a little something about building a championship contender. Takes great pitching, takes great defense, takes run production, timely hits. For the last 10 fit into all 3 categories in the championship series. We're taking a look back at the last 10 Women's College World Series winners as Vandegrift takes strike 1. Alabama checks a lot of boxes right now when you talk about those categories with just a few weeks to go in the regular season. Misses for a ball, 1-1 to Vandegrift, who's 1 for 2 today.
Yeah, those stats bring up an interesting conversation of like, what is that standard? What is the ruler, the measuring stick of a championship program? What's the data behind it? And I think there is a consistent thread there of the categories that have to be to a certain caliber, but then you also see the crazy, magical runs, the dark horses that emerge out of nowhere. The Cinderella story, if you will.
Elite pitching seems to be a non-negotiable. You just look at it.
Agreed.
But we can put up numbers and crunch numbers and put it all in and say, well, you know, statistically this team should compete. But then there's a piece I think that you're getting to a little bit, not just with those underdogs, but with any team that's going to compete for a championship, that eye test. They're like, oh, how are they playing?
Whoa.
Like, wait a minute, this isn't the team I saw in February, March, or the team I saw in February, March. Where did that team go?
You get the team that gets hot at the right time, right? You hear coaches say that all the time. I don't want to be playing my best ball right now in early April. I want to be trending that direction. But I want our team to be playing its best ball come late May.
Well, again, I'll turn the conversation back to Alabama, a team that started the season 25-0. And a called strike 3 as Vandegrift is retired. Another impressive pitch from Butler, 2 down.
Butler has been money since stepping into the circle. 3 Ks. First one of those looking. Vandegrift not happy about that pitch call, but I think too close to take.
Jenny Young 1 for 2. She takes a first pitch strike. Alabama got off to that great start. Remember last year they won a regional, but then they had to go to Norman in the super regional round. And I think for a lot of teams, you come out, you got to pile up those wins. You get those big non-conference games in the early season tournaments, like in Clearwater, for example, 0-2 to Young. And you got to put those wins in the bank against those top teams. And look where Alabama is right now. They're #1 in RPI. You want to be in that top 8 to hopefully host in the super regional round for that path to Oklahoma City. Young gets a piece.
I think it's important. I know it's important for Bama to stay above that top 8 line, not having to go to a Tennessee, not having to go to a Norman to have to punch their ticket to the Women's College World Series. That is important for this program. That's been the road for them the past handful of seasons.
Misses down low. It's 1-2 to Jenny Young.
This is an Alabama team that won the series against Texas. I kind of have my sights set on that Red River rivalry right now. Depending on how that series swings, could mean something different for Alabama.
By the way, you handled Red River rivalry very well because it's easily twisted into W's instead of R's.
You notice how I really slowed down my cadence.
Here's how I think of it. Red period, river period, rivalry period.
Exactly.
Kind of how I break it up. 1-2, 2-2. Now they have been dancing around weather in Austin. We haven't heard anything about today's matchup, 8 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. Oklahoma with a couple of home runs yesterday in that 3-0 win. Popped up out of play. That gives Oklahoma, by the way, 146 home runs. Do you want to guess second place in the SEC entering play, the number of home runs that Florida has?
I don't even think it breaches 100.
It's 80.
Yeah.
146 is first, 80 is second.
That's nuts.
Alabama just hit their 67th here today. That battle for second in the home run race will be exciting, but there's no contest for number one in the home run race.
You know, I hear, you hear the topic, well, the schedule of Oklahoma wasn't that strong. Put the ball on a tee, Eric. I don't know that I could put together a squad that could
get
put up those numbers.
146 by April 11th, yeah. Good at bat for Jenna Young. Fell behind in the count, but works a walk with 2 down here in the 6th.
That's a nice eye. I think slows the roll, too, of Butler, who in the circle since stepping in to relieve Guerin has been owning the strike zone. 3 Ks through 7 batters faced.
Here's Salem Hawkins. That's in there for a strike. Hawkins 1 for 2, singled her last time. Slow roller through the hole into left field. Going from first to third is Young. Great job base running by Jenna Young, and Hawkins is going to take second and third with 2 down for the Crimson Tide.
You saw Jenna Young in motion there. The fact that Jenna was in motion, stealing second base, you see Hastings at shortstop break early. She broke towards second to potentially cover that steal, which did not allow her to have the jump to cover the 5-6 hole. And once you saw that play start to develop, Bama never put on the brakes. Back to the green light girls, as Coach Murphy describes them. When you get this team in motion, they apply pressure to the defense, and you can see Auburn caught on their heels there.
Alabama is going to bring on a pinch hitter here with 2 on and 2 outs as the number 9 hitter, Kristen Whites. Will give way to Monty Hubbard. Sophomore from Huntsville will pinch hit. First plate appearance of the season for Hubbard. She takes strike 1. .296 on the season, a couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in for Hubbard. Caught the bat, it's 0-2. One and 2. Hubbard hit .260 a season ago. Started 12 times for Alabama as a freshman. Getting a chance here as a pinch hitter in the 6th. Ground ball fielded by Roebuck onto first to retire the side. It's been an error-free weekend so far for Auburn. It's a tight one again between Alabama and the Tigers, 2-0. Game 2 of the Florida-South Carolina series coming up. They've got their teal on in Columbia. That includes Taylor Shoemaker, hitting .462 on the season. Carly Shelton in South Carolina set to go. Shelton will bat second for South Carolina, as Gamecocks will look to even up the series after Florida got a 5-0 win last night. That game coming up top of the hour from Columbia. We're in the bottom of the 6th here in Auburn. Hastings, Walker, Roebuck, 2, 3, 4 due up for the Tigers in a 2-0 game against Vic Moten, who starts with ball 1 to Hastings. 92nd pitch for Vic Moten. Slapped out to left field. He'll stay in the air for Vandegrift as Hastings is retired, 1 away. Well, we talked about the Keegan Rothrock no-hitter last night. We knew about it. She didn't know about it. What? Huh? You threw a no-hitter? I did? I threw a no-hitter? Look at the scoreboard. It's a 0.
That is when you know you've got a kid that's locked into the game. Just completely unaware.
Don't you think she would have gotten a hint when nobody was sitting near her in the dugout or anything like that? The standard stuff that happens in a softball dugout when a no-hitter's happening? Yes. Maybe she was so locked in, she realized she had nobody to talk to. Lazy fly ball to center field. White back out there. Quickly 2 down. And that is locked in. And that's how you get 3 career no-hitters if you're Keegan Rothrock.
And she's been so fun to watch over the course of her career. Battled injuries, has had to struggle with a little bit of a leg injury, and what she's been able to do through nursing that injury is so impressive.
Caitlin Oxley getting to start for Florida, coming up against South Carolina, as the Gators 12-4 in the SEC after the win last night. Quickly 0-2 the count to Roebuck. Fly ball lifted to right center field. It's hit well. Moving over is Pruitt. Stumbles on the track but puts it away to retire the side. 8 in a row retired by Vic Moten. We head to the 7th, 2-0 Bama.
SEC Softball is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
Another tight one here at Auburn. It was a 1-0 game last night. It's a 2-0 game this afternoon. Game 2 of the 3-game series on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. We have lucked out with the weather here at Auburn. Abby Herndon, the 3rd pitcher used by Auburn this afternoon. Charlie Butler pitched really well. The freshman gives way to Abby Herndon, who's making her 22nd appearance of the season.
I would be shocked if we potentially see Butler take the circle tomorrow for game 3.
Bounce it in there for ball one. Herndon second on the team in appearances behind Ella Harrison. Harrison pitched well last night for Auburn in a battle against Jocelyn Brisky.
See a ground ball pitcher. I mean, she'll live low in the zone, right at the knees.
Papillo slaps one out to center field. She's got her second hit of the game. Third hit of the series for Lex Papillo. 2 for 4 today after going 1 for 4 last night.
She's got more of an approach similar to S.J. Guerin, who you saw start this game. Obviously both being lefties, but cut across the zone, live low. Bottom quadrant of that strike zone.
Fouled off by Wells. 1 for 3 today. The one solo shot in the third. Her 17th home run of the season. Ground ball left side could be 2. Roebuck to second for 1, and it ends up out in the outfield grass. Papillo heads over to third. Wells at first. She's going to head off the bag a little bit to see if she can draw a throw, but it's picked up by Adams, and Alabama's got runners on the corners with nobody out here in the 7th.
This is a play that has to be made, and a play that they have made this season. Roebuck cutting across the field. What appears to be a pretty solid throw, maybe takes Wilson slightly up the first base side, but that is a catch that has to be made at second by Wilson. I think she knows it too.
Talked about Auburn being error-free in this series until this moment. Goes in the books as an E5, throwing error on Roebuck. Kinley Pate, the pinch runner, comes on for Wells. Giles looking to bunt. Pate takes second without a throw. Strike one to Giles.
50-mile-an-hour off-speed curve.
The 0-1 from Herndon. 0-2.
So 13-mile-an-hour differential between the off-speed, the hard curve. We also know she can throw a solid changeup. 3 speeds, very similar to S.J. Guerin, who they saw start this game.
That had some movement to it. Came in on the hands of Giles, who barely got a piece to stay alive. Giles 1 for 3 today. Another 0-2 from Abby Herndon on the way. Fly ball, shallow right field. Don't know if it's going to be deep enough for Papillo to score. It should not be, because Walker had to come in a long way to get it just a few steps beyond the infield dirt. 1 away.
You could see Walker turn on the burners there to try and catch this ball.
One away for Ambry Taylor, 1 for 3 today. Doubled and scored in the second. Grounded foul.
If you're Bama, you're pushing for insurance. 2 runs, although Auburn has struggled at the plate in recent history, is just not enough. And that's a lead that can change within 1 swing.
Taylor with a base hit up the middle. 1 run is in. Here comes Pate around, scooped at the plate beautifully by the catcher Ratliff, who tags out Pate. Throw down to second, not in time, as Taylor gets back to the bag.
It's a nice throw.
Now, the umpires, I'm sorry, Aaron, the umpire's going to come together because when the runner was heading from second to third, there was contact with the fielder for Auburn, so there's going to be a little obstruction conversation here with our umpiring crew. But Pillow scored, so it's 3-0 Alabama. The question is, with the pinch runner Pate, it was between second and third rather. Tough to tell from that angle. In real time, I thought there was certainly some contact there. Patrick Murphy had a good look at it,
but it does raise the conversation of that half-step delay as she rounded third base. That eventually turned out to out at home plate.
You could see the third base umpire was staring right at it.
Yeah, you could see the safe call.
Brandon Bloom, third base umpire.
It's hard to see if there was actually contact made. Pate trying to steer clear of Hastings at shortstop, which I will tell you, during my playing days, if you see a fielder in the base path, straight ahead, baby.
Make that contact, keep running, and
full
then
steam ahead, yeah.
And then if you're out at the plate, another conversation. Trying to get everything on the same page here. As Pruitt will step in. 0 for 1 today. Came in defensively for Roman, flied out to center in her at-bat in the 6th. No one covering third base. So Taylor takes the bag. And there for a strike. Really nice job by Ratliff at the plate to get the out there with Pate, the runner, heading home, thinking perhaps there was going to be something called by the umpire, so why not give it a chance? But Ratliff played it through, made the scoop, made the tag.
It's got to be a perfect throw, perfect tag. Auburn able to execute both. That was a big out at home plate.
One and two, the count to Larissa Pruitt. Not fielded by Kayla Bro down behind the first base coach's box. Her glory days, she would have played that one.
Maybe she had a glove on. Give her the benefit of the
soft
doubt.
hands. Another 1-2. Little squibber. That's a lot of English on it, and Pruitt's going to be safe, and the run scores as Taylor comes in to make it 4-0 Bama.
Looks like it was right off the end of the bat, spinning like a top, and Herndon trying to knock this ball down. Yeah, some wicked spin on that ball.
Being scored in error, they may rethink that one. That's a throw out to center field. Pruitt up, and she'll hang on second base. So much movement on that ball back to the pitcher, but it is called an error.
Auburn's been challenged defensively this inning. 2 errors so far. E5 on the attempt at the double play.
Challenge.
Auburn is challenging the call on the field that the runner did not leave early at first base.
All right, so the call on the field is that Pruitt kept her foot on the bag while the ball was still in the hands of Herndon, the pitcher. But Auburn going to throw a little something out here with a challenge, hoping to catch something.
Ooh, this is going to be close. I think she did leave early.
Yep.
Yeah, foot is off the bag. Ball has not been released.
Conclusively, are you saying, Aaron?
That looks pretty conclusive to me.
It can't be pretty conclusive. No modifiers,
I'm
Aaron.
going to go with conclusive.
All right. Being reviewed at the replay center in Birmingham. Their decision will be sent here to the umpiring crew.
The call on the field is that she left on time. So this has to be conclusive to be overturned.
Crowd here, the pro-Auburn people, at least in this crowd, taking a look at the video board, trying to sway the decision, but they can't hear you over in Birmingham. Here's the call.
After review, the call on the field has been changed. The runner left early, she's out. Auburn retains their challenge. They have 2 remain.
It was conclusive, Eric.
Aaron, it was not pretty conclusive. It was conclusive. Good. Stand your ground, Aaron Miller. Good call. You had it. Embrace it. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 4-0 Alabama on top of Auburn. Heading to the bottom half of the 7th inning, Vic Moten back in the circle, trying to finish off the 2nd straight shutout for Alabama. She's given up just 1 hit. That was back in the 2nd inning. She's retired 8 in a row, and she starts with strike 1 to Annalie Adams. Adams, Womack, and Stroud due up for Auburn. A couple of big insurance runs for Alabama. Ground ball left side, picked up by Taylor over to Abby Dukeshire, who's now playing first base. 1 down. When we are done here at Auburn, we'll get you to South Carolina, Florida, and South Carolina. They're going to start that game on the ESPN app. And then once we go final here at Auburn, we'll get everybody to game 2 of the series between the Gators and the Gamecocks. Strike 1 to Mania Womack, 0 for 2 today. 0-2 to Womack. Aaron Miller, what has impressed you most about Vic Moten today?
I think that she's worked through a little bit of adversity. That's been consistent with her all season long, but on the macro, but on the micro, just within these 7 innings, at times has struggled to establish certain parts of the strike zone, not gotten some pitch calls that I know that she's working hard for, but has stayed the course through the entirety of this ballgame.
One and 2 now to Womack. Vic Moten looking to improve to 15-2 on the season. She's got the strikeout. That's number 5. 2 down here in the 7th.
Drop balls continue to improve over the course of this game, and I think it's the pitch that's given her the most frustration. She's never given up on fighting for that location. And gets it again there for strike one.
Strike one to Kyla Stroud. Has the only hit for Auburn today. It was a 2-out single back in the second. The last base runner for Auburn was Adams, who walked in the fourth. 10 in a row set down by Moten, who is one strike away from a one-hit shutout. Off the plate, 1-2. Moten took a couple of steps
Wanted it.
towards the dugout for the celebration. Freshman from Daphne, Alabama, brings the 1-2. Fly ball to the center fielder. Kristen White has it. It's a one-hit shutout for Vic Moten. It's another series win for Alabama. And it is career win 500 in SEC play for Patrick Murphy. He's the only member of the 400-win club, and he is the charter member of the 500-win club in conference play.
A lot to be excited about if you're Alabama. Massive freshman performance in the circle from Vic Moten. And a game three, both of these teams, I think, areas to clean up.
Alabama will go for the series sweep tomorrow. They win again. They knock off Auburn 4-0 the final. Let's get you to South Carolina and Florida. Courtney Lyle, it's all yours.